The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have a very special guest for you today out of New York, Rummy Dhanoa. How are you, Rummy?
I am doing good, Tim. Thank you for having me on today.
Yeah, of course, man. You know what? I'm going to ask you the only question that's probably going to be exactly the same as on all my other guests. I'm going to ask you the first question I ask everybody. Were you 5 years old, tugging on your parents' pant leg, begging them to show you how to be a realtor? Or are you like the rest of us where we just kind of fell back into it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like the rest of you guys. And, you know, my parents are originally from India. And, we came here at a very young age, around 9, grew up with basically coming with nothing, coming to the country. And really my story with the real estate industry kind of really just inspired with my dad and my parents when they bought their first house, a multifamily house with almost a little bit 20+% down with a high interest rate that everybody's talking about right now. But they had a homeowner that, gave them a mortgage and paid off that mortgage and, obviously making passive income. So that's where my story kind of really started from, where, at a certain age, my parents came with nothing and bought a property, and all of a sudden they started building on their investment portfolio. And, I thought I was going to be, as any Indian would, a doctor, an engineer or something like that. And that did not happen.
Right.
That did not happen at all. It kind of ignited when my sister sold the house. And just like any other agents that are out there, man, I seen that check. I did my bachelor's in SQL and programming, worked in New York City, staring at a wall. I hated it, really honest with you. And the layoffs came and I took my layoff and I'm like, what am I going to do with my life at like 2021? And then I seen the check that my sister showed me that, hey, this is what I have to pay out to the real estate agent. And I said, great, I want to be a real estate agent.
Yeah, right. I'm in.
I'm in. Let's do it. What does it take to
where do I sign up and where do I get in line?
Exactly. Where do I? And I think majority of the people are looking at this, and and the people that I hire and interviewed with, and that's what they're thinking, right? And that's the right way to think, because that was the first entry that I got into the real estate. So, and from that point on, just building on becoming the expert that I am, and over more than 2 decades of, starting that point where now I have a team in New York that's running, Connecticut team, and I just moved down to, South Carolina, starting a team here too as well, and being the advisor for our client to making sure that they know the buying and selling process, and they could do that with confidence with an expert on their side.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's really not until you get into it, especially with EXP, right? I mean, I never besmudge anybody else or any other box, realtor company, but man, there are just so many tools they put in front of you. It's like you're just in shock and awe how you can build these teams. And I guess that's the next question I'm going to ask you is really tell me about your teams and how do you go about finding your agents? How do you vet them? And what's it like running teams outside of your home base area?
Yeah, so I'll give you a quick story, kind of give you a little bit of texture in the background. Started in real estate at such 21. After that, went to Exit, was going to open up a franchise. Didn't like the model. I'll be very frank with you. At that time, they were very, mature. Like they're not mature. They were just coming out with the Exit model in New York. And then I went to Mom Pops. Idea was to open my own brokerage. Didn't do it. Then went to Keller Williams, great company, became the top agent. And after that, I hit a ceiling and I opened my own brokerage. I actually ended up opening my own brokerage because that's the next phase that any top agents will do. Let's open up our own brokerage. Did that for 4 years, different roller coaster, leading into my production going down. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, this is not what I signed up for. I had to be the accountant. I had to be the, oh my God, like trainer. I had to be everything that you could think about. So, and then I was approached by EXP and by David Upchurch, who also owned the Independent. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're going, who? What's EXP?
Right. Right. How many agents? 5?
and that was a shock. I'm like, you're crazy, man. And he was doing well over $70-80 million at that time and running his own brokerage. And the one thing that he said to me, he goes, Rummy, we're going to be good. You're right. We're going to be good, right? Because got our own brokerage, and we're eventually going to get to a certain point. We're going to be good, but our agents are not. And that really struck me. And I was like, what do you mean they're not? Well, think about it. They're going to keep going through this roller coaster of sales, and building a team and reassembling. And, looked at it for 3 months and finally jumped on. And, that led me to expand my team from, being the team leader at that time. And then finally saying, okay, with EXP, I could actually expand, not just being limited to right now where we were speaking about just Westchester. So I expanded my team beyond Westchester, and then we're doing in different counties, and now just launched Connecticut and South and North Carolina. EXP allowed me to do that because it didn't give me any boundaries. It's just that all it said to me was like, hey, just follow the guidelines of your state, get your license, and grow. Right. Leaving me with one commission, which is the $16,000 as an icon agent. Everybody should know that they award you back the 16 grand, which is awesome, because as a broker, I'm like, what could be better than 100%? I get 100%. And believe it or not, I'm getting 100+%
right,
more than I would for my own brokerage.
That's crazy.
So I think you had a question about, how do I vet my team and how do I take them through the whole process? At this point, as of basically last week, one of the things that we do is that we have our CRM, and that CRM is basically our motherboard. So you have to kind of master that. And if you're not on a given day mastering your CRM, because that's where the business is going to come. I call it like my storefront. The storefront's open, and you have to sit in there and you have to make sure that everything's done properly, and the clients are the right label or follow-ups are done. How do I vet my team? Really, I give them a 30-day test to see if they are the right fit for my team. And from there, if they're following my instructions. So I do have a quick videos that I have created, go through the process. And then after that, just follow up once a month. And if they're go-getters, then I'm willing to work with you. If you want me to follow up with you and motivate you, I'm not the right guy for that. I do believe in, quantity builds quality. So, I do hire 5 or 6 people, and I end up with one. And that's where I'm able to take that leader and eventually help them expand to a team, which we can do, Tim, with EXP, which is one of the most beautiful things, because we are all financially connected here. I mean, think about it. We're just, you and I'm pretty, every EXP agent is somehow financially connected through the stocks, through the revenue share, through transactions, through international. So, which I didn't see before, and I see it now. So we are all financially connected. So if the team member wants to go ahead and expand their team, they could follow the path or teaming up together, or they could go directly to EXP, which I didn't have that option before, where, I think team leaders know that you'll build up somebody for 3-5 months, then you're back into that whole cycle again,
Yeah.
Sorry, 3 or 5 years, you back into the cycle.
Even 3 or 5 months would be amazing.
No. Yeah, 3 to 5 years, and that's next thing you know, you're restarting again. With EXP, it's funny. I was speaking to one of my agent who started her own team, and I'm just helping her build. It's a good feeling to help them and also get awarded with that too as well. So which other companies don't have that.
Not at all. No, EXP, for anybody listening who doesn't know, there are, in my eyes, in my opinion, and I think Rummy's saying the same thing, is there's just so many avenues you can take. I mean, I know teams that have people that just find new agents. That's all they do. They never sold a house. They couldn't tell you how to close a house, but that doesn't matter, right? They have some that are just closers. They have some that are trainers. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Be a team leader. I mean, I love it. I think there's a lot of great things there. So tell me about the future. Let's put on our prognostication hats real quick and our crystal balls, and whatever else you use, and tell me what the next 1, 3, 5 years look like for Rummy and these teams you're creating.
Well, I mean, I'll go back to, I think the vision that I originally had, and I have that vision board up too as well. And it was creating 13 teams and, you know, being part owner of them and building them up. But I was trying to do that by myself. And
Yeah.
now, you know, when after I joined EXP, that is launching into the next direction of getting team leaders, helping them grow, train them. And it doesn't have to be, you know, one of the things, and I do want to point out, it doesn't have to be in my organization. I have team members that are in EXP that are massively growing too as well, which I love, and partner up with them. But I do see within the next 5 years, I see about right now, because I have 2 teams up and running. If I figure this out, because we all want to figure something out,
Right.
another 6 or 7 teams up and running, helping them grow, helping them build. And you know, my exit plan is, you know, leaving a legacy, which is going to be. That's why I created my brokerage, to have more than 5,000 agents. And as of right now speaking, I have 150, and we're slowly and surely helping other agents understand the model. Might not be fit for everyone, but you know, it's a model that would work in almost any real estate agent that is out there if they really pay attention to it. So I do see that helping 5,000 agents and partner up with them. That's my ultimate goal that I want to put out there. So, and every day is just helping another agent understand the model and being there. So for me, it's going to be I see about 7 teams up and running.
Nice.
And I do see me partner with so many different agents that are out there, not just here, you know, internationally. I'm going to India, which is, I'm excited about that. Go out there
Yeah.
and meet with Indian agents out there and maybe help them grow and, you know, get somebody connected to EXP too as well. So you're not just limited, right? I mean, I
Right.
talked about Westchester. You're not limited in it. That's what I love. It's like, wow, you know, somebody challenged me, if you want to grow these teams, I need you to leave your comfort zone. And I did that. So I picked up and I just said, all right, you know, what's the closest place that I could go back and forth, which is, to me, was the South Carolina, because the airport is here and I could drive. And that's what we
Yeah.
did. And, you know, you got to go through the pain to, you know, to earn something. And that's what we're doing right now.
Now, is that how you determine what areas you'd like to have a team in, Rummy? Is if you find somebody in those areas and want to set them up, or do you say, hey, you know what? South Carolina is an up and coming, you know, area, which it is, obviously. And I think I need to have a team there, or is it a whole different vetting process for an area?
No, I really believe in team leaders, because that's one of the most important things that you don't come across, is great team leaders, great people that are self-motivated. You know, I don't have to tell you to show up to the meetings or make your calls or put your numbers in, you know, follow the system. That's what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter where you're at. I think we could build that. That's my belief system. You could build it anywhere. I could build it in India if I want to, right?
Yeah.
I just got to get somebody who's a great team leader, who's a great leader. Leaders build leaders. So somebody who's willing to learn and build more people. You know, the vision is not limit yourself to just be, I'm gonna say, be greedy, right? Just, you know, other companies like, oh, not me, don't show me listings. I want to show you my whole books. And if you want to take it up and run, great. And if you want to be partner with me, great. And that's what this is the big vision that we're gonna have. Let's do it together. And I think that's what EXP has. It has like, let's do this together, not just, you know, put you on the side and
Sure.
I'm making all the money as a broker and you're not making anything. So
Yeah. Thanks for working for me. Now sit over there and pick up the phone. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what happens. Believe it or not, that's what happened.
It is. Oh, we've all been, you know, I could go back. I'm going back a long time. Go back to 92 when I used to work in real estate investment trust, and I used to call people, and I'd have the index cards and I'd fling them and hit people in the head with them, you know, just because that was my entertainment in between calls. But you know, everybody does things differently, but there are still people not doing it the EXP way. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of opportunity.
I like the EXP way.
EXP way. So Rummy, how would someone get in touch with you, whether they wanted to buy, sell, list, talk your ear off about real estate, or even maybe join your team?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have my number, but you could just Google me, RUMMY and I'm in every platform, and just connect me with whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to email me at RUMMY@NYREEX, and then you guys should have my number too as well. I mean, I don't know if you want to give it out there.
Sure, you throw it out there.
Yeah, 914-438-8840. Just connect with me, text me. If I don't call you back, I pride myself on getting back to everyone. That's one rule that I learned through an attorney, and we started. And he's a massive, big attorney. He always gets back to you, so I will definitely get back to you. Just text me if you don't reach me. I'll definitely do that. But just Google me. You'll find me in the different platforms.
Gotcha. Rummy, I always say that, you're the hit and I'm the DJ spinning the hit record today, take us out the next minute, I'll give you the floor, whatever's on your heart, your mind, your soul that you want to share with everybody out there, and you give us the good word on the way out.
I will say this, the work that you're putting in today and the work that you're putting in right now, is it building a legacy? And that's one thing that I look at. Is it building something that's going to be for generations, and the hard work that you put in? And it could be anything. Yeah, we're talking about real estate, but it could be anything that you're putting out there. It could be helping people. My mom was a nurse's aide and she loved it. And that was her go-to thing. My dad, worked in gas stations and all that. He wanted to build something, a couple of portfolio. Again, what are you building right now? And are you passionate about it? Are you getting up? Are you excited? And build a legacy for yourself. That's my 2 cents right there. And then, if you guys need anything from me, reach out. I just want to have a chat. I'm here for you guys too as well.
Rummy Dhanoa, thank you so much for being on the program today. I look forward to catching up with you over the next 3, 6, 9 months. I guarantee you I won't be shocked at where your next team is, but I'm excited to hear about it.
I appreciate that, Tim. Thank you for having me on today.
Have a great week.
All right. Bye-bye.